Chylli from Channel Chylli, back with more Lobotomy Corporation, and we're gonna continue right where we left off at day 7. Alrighty, well, let's just get right back into it now that we're loaded in. Last time we got Spider Bud, but I don't really remember how to handle this guy. I have my annoying kitten in my room, so I might need to kick him out later if he gets into trouble. Fair warning. Well, shit, that's one dead guy. Alrighty, we're gonna retry and see if we can do that a little bit better. Yeah, see, I sent in the guy with level 1 prevent, so he got absolutely destroyed. Okay, we are definitely going to get 4 instinct work, so that's not really an issue. We're going to do one work on the grave of cherry blossoms today. Let me ask you a question. What would you do if one of your subordinates, who is harvesting energy from an abnormality to meet the quota, shall face certain death doing so? This is a very basic question, so I'm certain you know the right answer. That is not the perfect answer I was expecting. The truest answer would be to harvest enough energy before such a situation could arise. Lobotomy Corporation is an industry giant, and its mission to produce energy is our top priority. You do seem to listen to my words. I expect you to manage your subordinates with that attitude. You've exceeded my expectations despite your first impression. Allow me to explain your next. You saw it, I'd heard that your team had a ton of casualties. How many times has it been now? Shouldn't you be at your team's side? It looks super depressing over there. Accidents happen. I want them to understand that it's not a big fuss. Dwelling on it only encourages them to cry more, and it will eventually tire them out. But people have died. Maybe you should say something, like at least some half-hearted commemorative speech to cheer the employees up. I mean, we should lead our departments and all. Perhaps your aim is different from mine then. I see no point in being sentimental. Caring too much about the respective employees or the little complaints they make will steer you away from what's truly important. Well, I'm just saying, I guess there's no right answer, is there? We're both busy, so I'll see you later. What do you think, manager? Should I go comfort them for the sake of the department's morale? I'm honestly surprised to hear that from you. Do you think it's realistic for you to show up in every department every single time an accident occurs? You, the man who spends the whole day incessantly watching employees die through that shiny monitor of yours. I take it that you're only saying this because you're inexperienced and are still clinging onto the vague sense of goodwill, manager. Such shallow sympathies does not do good in the corporation. So I urge you to get rid of that. Alright, this one also shouldn't be very bad. I think having a HP UI is probably the best thing that we would want here. Hey, I was right, it is Letitia. Okay, now I'm running into a bit of an issue. Yeah, I'm not so sure we'll be able to get much work done on Red Eye, or sorry, not Red Eye, Spider Bud today. Alright, let's try to do something like that, maybe. We're only going to send in one person to work next time because we're gonna have to deal with a purple dun ordeal. And there we go, another day down. Sorry, my phone was going off. Manager, among these three letters of the alphabet, A, V, or C, which would you select? So you've picked one. Good. Now please listen carefully. The letter A is a fascinating one. My name starts with it as well. Those who choose A are sensitive to the opinions of others about them. They are result-oriented people. As such, they are excellent listeners and are loved by many. People will flock to them. This is a new pastime among the employees. I find it rather uninteresting. There's no scientific basis behind the observations, but it is, admittedly, a little fun to waste time with these tests. You know, maybe I could imagine whether I would have been this or that kind of person if I were human. Is it too odd for me to think that? The letter Z, zoo. Oh, rocks. Hey, that's cheating. That's not a place at all. Doesn't count. I didn't know you were here, sufferer Yasad, sir. Sorry, I knew we aren't supposed to slag during work hours, but he insisted we... Right, you started it. You wanted to get back at me for last time, remember? Shut it, you dork. I'll think about the appropriate response for this case later. You two focus on your work. Of course, Sephirus, sir, we're sorry. Looks like word chaining is starting to become one of the more popular pastimes here again. Do you happen to enjoy word chaining, manager? Yasad begins to get lost in thought. James, you know you can't enter this cell for work when your mental corruption level is above 80%. It's against the rules. I know, just this once, please. You know what happens if I fail to finish the assigned work regime. Besides, you know how Sally went in at 82 one time and came out fine. And I'm only at 81%, please. Come on, what are friends for? Act so strict and the employees will end up isolating you. It'll be so lonely. Just kidding, even if all the employees were to hate you, I'll still be your playmate. You know the word playmate has no place in this corp. Whoops, my bad. Anyway, can I please get to work now, my lord Yasad? Don't forget that I cut you some slack yesterday when we were playing Word Chan. Fine, but just this once, and make sure to take a psychological exam right afterwards. You bet. Thank you, Yasad. See you in a bit. At times I see hallucinations when I change my clothes. Through the clothing, I can see my skin covered with festering boils. Of course, my body is perfectly fine when I open my eyes. It has come to a point where I've begun to find the sight of my normal skin strange and unnatural. I cannot help but ask myself, why is my body intact? Why is it not rotting? I've asked the other Sephiroth about those visions, but it seems I'm the only one who experiences this. Alrighty, on to the next day we go. Oh wow, we are all the way up to Timerin's level 5. That is kind of insane. Alright, I think when it overheals, it causes you to die, so we're going to set it on our guy who's working on Red Eye. Sorry, Spider Butt, I keep doing that. And we have another Purple Dawn coming out, so we're gonna have to take care of that. I do want to get a little bit more work on Letitia here. It will get us some more much needed levels in temperance. Wait, no, it actually is SP. I thought it was Sanity in this game, but no, it's SP, just like in Limbus. Alright, one more work and we can dive our gear. And there we go. Now we go on to the last day here. Manager, is there something wrong? Oh, I see. Will you wait just a moment? If you cannot bear to look, you should close your eyes. There, I fixed it. There was a system error. How strange. He shouldn't have been so easily compromised. Is a technology originally developed during the war, now widely used for commercial purposes. It's not that impressive of a technology, really. The human brain is fragile. Seeing such a cruel and shocking sight may unintentionally lead to a momentary shutdown of the brain's functions. If a manager like you were to suffer such a reaction, it would be very troublesome for me, so I installed a cognition filter in your display. While the cognition filter functions, displays will look like cute dolls fluttered with red paint. Abnormalities, even those who could ravage your mental state just by being in your sight, will be reduced to adorable toys on the screen of your office. Trust me, before the cognition filter was installed, many a manager lost their sanity on that seat. I cannot allow you to join them. That James released 2 abnormalities on purpose, and eventually 3 clerks and 4 agents were killed. As you may know, having 2 abnormalities breach and losing 4 agents is a rather significant loss of manpower. Of course, it was I who ordered for James to be gunned down. I know the kind of place we work in. I'm not regretful for the fact that I was unable to stop him. Is that I regret having developed a personal relationship with him. I was careless with my position and let my subordinates exploit me. Shotting games, yes, all of it was fun. James was a good joker, too. Of course, I had fun playing word chain. We grew so intimate that I would often forgive his trivial rule violations. But the price I had to pay for the error I made was not trivial in any way. Manager, this is Lobotomy Corporation. We see body bags every single day. It's a lonely place. Sometimes you'll feel the urge to share the distress and anxiety with someone else, to have a friend. But manager, whenever you feel lonely, please remember what happened to me and try not to make the same mistake I did. You will be able to get over the meaningless deaths that way. I envy Angela. She is truly a heartless monster. People say that I'm too rational. Yasad the cold-blooded machine. Yasad the viper. Yasad the cruel and emotionless. A frigid being who won't even bat an eye at the deaths of dozens of employees. I won't deny that I deserve the reputation. However, whoever built this place had to be a much more cruel person than I am. Sometimes I wish I were an AI without emotion. A vague sense of sympathy will only cloud your judgment. You are bound to make mistakes that way. Why would they place AIs with emotion to handle the facility if they were well aware that emotion would only get in the way? Do you know the answer? Oh, I can do this one easily. Alright, we're gonna wait until they finish work on Letitia, and then we'll throw someone into, like, Fairy Festival or something. Okay, we're in a bit of a bad situation now. Damn, this is taking forever. Maybe I need to work on leveling my justice stat so we can attack faster. You know what, honestly, I'm fine losing 2 lob points or just going to ignore them. We made way more lob points than we lost, so it's alright with me. Is anyone there? Can you read me? I repeat, is anyone there? You can call me B. I am an insider, someone who knows a lot about the company. Please understand that I cannot reveal my identity. I'm going to tell you 3 truths that the company wishes to keep hidden over the following day. Tell me, please, what do you think you were hired by the company? Should I rephrase that? Let me ask you like this, then. Are you satisfied with your job here? Is that so? Well, I can't judge whether or not you're telling the truth. You're the manager, but you don't actually know anything about the company, do you? Would you say I am wrong? Each time we speak, we'll need to be as brief as possible. I'm ending the call here. Contacting someone for a long period of time is dangerous. I think we should go for training team first. I assume that's probably the best thing here. I also do not remember how this one works at all, so this will be a journey. I think we can just take it and put it back and then we'll fully restore it. Oh, it's a green dawn coming up. I'm a little bit worried about that. Alright, and we're just going to get this crumbling armor's ego gear really quickly. Alright, only 2 more rooks and we should be about done with today then. If we get an 11 or higher, that is. Damn, we were only 1 short. That means we'll have to do 1 more work. A little bit annoying, but whatever. I know what this one is. This one is Nameless Fetus, and I really do not like a Nameless Fetus. This one's the Singing Machine, and this one is Forsaken Murderer. These two are HE tier, so I'll probably take Singing Machine, honestly. What do you think of the Sephiroth? Don't you find them somewhat lacking in certain ways? You have the liberty to disregard whatever they may say. However, please be kind to them. This is the burden we must bear if we want to advance their departments, so to speak. I've never had any serious discussion with them. They seem to be uncomfortable conversing with me, most likely due to the fact that I am a superior being. Even if they are secretly jealous of my superiority, there's nothing I can do to change that. After all, I am the most advanced AI in the company. Oh, hi. You're not angry, are you? I'm Hot. I'm in charge of the training team. What we do is, accidents happen in the company, but Lady Angela said that about half of those accidents could be easily prevented if the employees showed more initiative. So the training team provides employees with a work manual and sufficient training, to try and reduce the number of accidents. We also help employees that are transferring to different departments and adapting to their new workplace. I'm not very skillful in many areas, but I'll try not to be a hindrance at least. In fact, I've been testing out a new employee program these days. I don't know if it'll work out, but... Oh, you want to know more about the program? So, as you know, the company is quite demanding, even though we run constant checkups. Consistent checkups. Many of our employees regularly lose their sanity. I know exactly what it's like. I mean, I don't directly interact with the abnormalities, but I know what it feels like to lose yourself. I'm not sure if employees will like my new program, or if it will prove to be helpful. I can only hope. You and Hot hear a knock at the door. It's all thanks to you, Miss Hot. I feel so much better after talking to you, as you suggested. I'm finally free from all those horrible thoughts that used to haunt me every morning. No, it was your courage to bare your heart to me that really solved the problem. I just showed you where to start. I mean it, I'd have probably hung myself by now if it wasn't for you. Anyway, Miss Hod, you really did save my life. I'm so fortunate to have you as my Sephira. You're a really, really good person. Thank you, Tiffany. I'm so glad to see you getting better. I heard you'll be transferring to a different team soon. I hope you'll do well there. Please, make sure to not forget the conversations we had. Of course, miss, I won't. You see that, manager? My program's really working. I want to be as helpful a person I can be here. Because the harder I try, the more lives I can save. Getting 2 promotions will probably be a little bit difficult. You know, I don't really know when they level up to the next level, so... Anyway, that's where I'm gonna leave off today's video, and if you made it this far, thank you for watching, because I will be seeing you next time. Alright, until then, bye!